Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the first edSPIRIT webinar called Discover the Power of Open edX and edSPIRIT, Your Gateway to Advanced Learning. And let me just quickly do a little bit of an introduction. I'm really excited to be here. I'm already seeing some familiar names in the crowd. It's nice to see you guys again. And for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's Ida. I am the sales representative of edSPIRIT, as well as the Enterprise Business Development Associate at Notion Wave. Joining me today is going to be Emad, our tech lead, and Helia, our QA, who will be assisting me in answering all your queries at the Q&A at the end of our webinar today. It is very nice to have all of you guys here. I will be going over through today's agenda, but I will be sharing my screen to do that. So if you would just give me a moment. So I assume everybody can see my screen today. Let's briefly go over today's agenda. For those unfamiliar with us, we will begin with a brief introduction to Notion Wave. Following that, we'll dive into the core of our presentation, discussing the transformative potential of Open edX, the evolution of online learning, and how edSPIRIT empowers you to efficiently manage a comprehensive online training platform. Finally, we'll open the floor for a Q&A session along with Emad and Helia to address any questions you may have. Before we start, let us go over some housekeeping rules. All microphones will be muted to minimize background noise. You can go ahead and use the Q&A function to ask questions, which we will get to at the end, and the webinar will be recorded and shared with all registered participants after this, as well as on YouTube. Let us introduce ourselves. Notion Wave is an edtech company that started in Toronto, Canada in 2012. Over the years, we have successfully expanded our territories and established offices in the UAE and Egypt. We aim to become the leader in edtech innovation, transforming education and research with cutting-edge AI-driven solutions that inspire and enable all learners. We aim to stand at the frontier of the education and academic community, putting teachers, learners, and researchers' needs first. Our approach integrates the latest advancements in artificial intelligence, ensuring that our solutions are adaptable, inclusive, and effective in meeting the diverse needs of the education community. I'd like to introduce our product portfolio in the K-12 and higher education fields. We offer a range of solutions, from AI-driven online exams with DoExam, knowledge discovery with AI on TroWeb, digital publishing with Pubnito, to Cynito, which is an AI-incorporated research toolkit based on extensive data sources. Today, however, we will be focusing on our product edSPIRIT. If you have an interest in any of our other products, please feel free to reach out to me and we can set up a time to discuss them in detail later. First, I would like to go ahead and talk a little about Open edX itself. Open edX is a robust and open source learning management system that supports large-scale online training programs. It is trusted by top organizations worldwide, including 9 of the top 10 universities featured in the Times Education World University Report. That's a testament to its reliability and versatility. With over 55 million learners and support for 53 languages, the platform is designed to deliver enriched learning experiences to a broad audience. It even boasts an impressive 99.96% uptime, ensuring your educational endeavors run smoothly. One of the cornerstone principles of Open edX is its modular learning design. This allows for the creation of customizable and scalable educational experiences. Whether you're managing small classrooms or massive online courses with thousands of simultaneous learners, Its flexible environment allows you to easily meet all your needs and realize them. Now, let's delve into the different learning methodologies and how Open edX really is able to cater to each one of them. The first one is MOOCs and self-paced courses. I will explain. Since it is initially designed for massive open online courses, also known as MOOCs, it has evolved to serve the needs of higher education institutions, corporate training programs, and government agencies. It supports both instructor-led courses and self-paced learning schedules, making it versatile for various educational needs. Next up is adult learning and lifelong education. The platform aligns with adult learning theories, recognizing that adults have pre-existing knowledge and self-directed learning goals. This platform empowers learners with control over what and when they learn, supporting lifelong learning initiatives and filling gaps traditional education may have left. Next is collaborative and social learning, which is one of the most important things when it comes to learning. edSPIRIT embraces social learning, encouraging student collaboration through discussion forums and shared experiences. This approach creates an engaging environment where learners actively construct knowledge together, enhancing their understanding of the subject matter, which leads to interactive and cognitive learning. edSPIRIT sort of facilitates advanced learner and instructor dashboards, interactive forums, discussion boards, and live video conferencing. All these features support cognitive learning by encouraging learners to reflect and engage actively with new knowledge. Next up, we have behavioral and transformative learning. With integrated features like multimedia, adaptive video streaming, and intelligent analytics, edSPIRIT leverages both behavioral and transformative learning theories. The platform helps learners exchange ideas or beliefs through reflection and reinforces positive learning behaviors. And finally, we have connectivitism in the digital age. The platform embraces connectivism, which is particularly relevant in our digital world. The platform integrates seamlessly with third-party tools via the means of LTIs, also known as learning tools interoperability, creating an inclusive digital learning environment where social interaction and technology significantly enhances learning. Now, let us go ahead and explore the capabilities that make Open edX and edSPIRIT such a suitable platform for modern education, and how edSPIRIT enhances this experience for you. Open edX is especially user-friendly and adaptable, so let us take a look at some capabilities. And we're going to be starting with some edSPIRIT ones and then move on to some Open edX provided ones. Effortless deployment and maintenance. With edSPIRIT, Open edX is easily deployed, so you no longer have to worry about implementing it, upgrading it, or spending time and resources on maintenance and support. edSPIRIT takes care of everything, allowing you to focus on delivering quality education instead. We always stay on the most stable version of Open edX, which is Quince as of September 2024. This means you get the latest features and improvements seamlessly with little to no downtime or extra effort on your part. edSPIRIT's SaaS structure allows you to easily, within an hour, have access to your own online training platform powered by something as robust as Open edX. This means you can start creating and sharing your educational content almost immediately without the need for extensive technical resources. Accompanying that is the platform studio. The platform's course authoring studio supports a variety of interactive content, things like multimedia, labs, simulations, and assessments. This makes course creation not only accessible, but also engaging for learners. Along with that, it also emphasizes intelligent analytics, offering insights as well as dashboards with near real-time data. Course teams can track learner progress and outcomes, enabling a data-driven approach to education. Whether you're looking to deliver instructor-led courses or create self-paced degree programs, or engage learners in interactive sessions, Open edX has the tools and features to bring your educational vision to life. So now that you have a snapshot of what Open edX and edSPIRIT offers, let's dive deeper into how you can leverage this powerful platform with our solution, edSPIRIT. With edSPIRIT, we can enhance the capabilities of Open edX and make it even more accessible and effective for your needs. Now, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to start walking you guys through how you can set up your own edSPIRIT instance, set up your own Open edX instance, and I will walk you through what you will be needing when you're setting up your own LMS, and I'll show you and give you a tour of the specific features. Okay, so let us get started on the main edSPIRIT website. As you can see, there's a start free trial button and a get started button. If you're wondering what kind of plan or what kind of infrastructure you're looking for, we have a very capable AI assistant. It's the beta version, I will warn you, which has access to a lot of Open edX information as well as all edSPIRIT knowledge base, which will greatly help you in choosing and deciding your own plan, creating courses even. So I can just go ahead and start with a simple question, something like, maybe let's start like this. Teach me how to set up my instance. As you can see, it has access to all different information, different videos are available, and it also has access to our course creator studio, which we will get to and leverage this later on. But assuming that I have picked the plan I want, you can go to the plans page, and this is where you can start setting up your instance effectively. Just pick your plan and start your free trial. After completing the forms, you will be sent an email. This email will come to you in about an hour. And I'm so sorry, 1 second. And once you do that, I'm sorry, there seems to be a bit of an issue. There we go. Hello again. So we're just going to go over how to set up your instance, as mentioned previously. There's a couple forms you fill. The first one is going to be your initial information. Afterwards, you are going to be filling out a form. Now, this is going to be a very important form for you. So what you're trying to do here is you're going to assign a subdomain to this. The subdomain is going to be your organization name, your school name, or anything related to the sorts. Then you add your organization name, which will be the display name for your instance. The rest are security measures that you have to take, and you get to decide a main language for your instance. After you click confirm, your instance starts being created. It's very easy, it's very seamless, and once you do that, you will receive an email that says, congratulations, your edSPIRIT instance has been created. And along with that, we also give you the links to your admin console, your studio, and your learning management system itself. So it's a very easy process, takes less than a minute to fill out the forms and set up. Now, let us get deeper into what it exactly means to have a learning management system, what you're supposed to be expecting from it when you're signing up for a project like this, when you're going to start creating your courses. So first off, I'm going to show you a sample instance of edSPIRIT. This is a demo instance. I've catered this one myself, and I'm going to show you what your expectations on this are going to be. So first off, you're starting your own online training platform. You're going to want to brand it. edSPIRIT gives you the features to add your own logos, as you can see here on my screen, add your own favicon, which helps personalize and basically promotes your brand. You'd want to add your own name to it, add your own welcome message to it. Now, this is going to be your user side of things. On this end, what happens is that your learners are going to be seeing this LMS right here. So you might want to categorize your courses based on subjects. That could be, for example, I have created 2 subjects here for learners and for managers. And you can categorize your courses like this. Sorry. you see, for example, this one has this course inside it. Now let's go back to the landing page of your LMS. Coming up next is going to be the courses that are featured on your platform. Each course comes in a tiny little course card which provides important and valuable information about each course. That would be its name, the organization that provides it if you're working in a large-scale course providing service. It shows you who the course instructor is, how many lessons it has, and what's the expectation of the time a student has to spend on this. But it's not really limited to that because these are self-paced courses, all of them. So if you're having an instructor-paced course, then the timing might be very specific. The course might run for a short amount of time or over the span of 6 months. All of these are easily manageable. Once we scroll down further, you can see that there are partners. Again, for those of you working for corporate training, universities, which might have different departments, this is a great tool to utilize. You can introduce them and again, brand them. The courses they provide will be available here. So in this case, I've chosen our content development services and the course samples that they have provided here. And last but not least, it's also possible for you to basically customize your footer. That is, you can again add your logo, add your description, add some relevant links and information about yourself. And you can also link your social media links. As you can see here in this one, I have added our LinkedIn and our Facebook. And if your platform supports multilingual features, this is where your students can easily change the language of the platform and it will completely change their experience to their own language. Now, let us get started and I'm sorry, 1 second. There we go. Now, let's get started and open this course, for example, so we can see what your student experience is really going to be like. There's the name of the course, there's a short description, some key information, like if it provides certification, what language is going to be held in, if it's self-paced or instructor-paced. There's a short information and course description available. You can add what your students will learn from each course. The course content is visible and scannable for people who are scanning courses, trying to see which one works best for them. And you can even add your instructors and add their information here. I've gone ahead and added myself here and the 2 little courses that I've created for this instance. Now, with that being said, let's see what the learner experience is really going to be like once they actually enroll in a course and start going through the different modules. Remember, we were talking about modular learning. So if I click on resume course, I'm so sorry. Let me just real quick, there's a tab here that is, there we go. Now, this is your course outline page, and this is what your students will be faced with when they start the course. Now, I've already enrolled in this course, so it's giving me resume course options. But outside of that, you can see there's a detailed list of the sections and subsections inside each course, the modules that they have completed, and the modules that they have not completed. As you can see, the buttons have a different color. Now let's get started with this course right here. So I click on lesson 1 and as you can see, there's a getting started part. There's a ton of different ways you can create content. In your studio, I will show you how you can add these components inside this modular learning process. So you can see I've added some text here, a tiny little image, and the structure here and how it works is that first there's a learning path right up here, as you can see, which shows the units that I have completed, how many units in this lesson I'm going to be faced with, and you can even bookmark some of them, like I've bookmarked this one. And your users will basically very easily be able to navigate throughout the entire course here and via the course page that we previously were on, where we could see the sections and subsections. Now, imagining I've done this part as a student, I will click on next, and you can see again, videos can be incorporated, and videos on OpenEdX have this feature where the transcript is interactive. So if I click on any point of this script here, it will jump to that point on the video. There are questions available which you can answer, and I'm answering yes and no for this one, and it's obviously wrong. And so imagine if these questions were to be graded. So for example, this one I've gotten it wrong before and I've already surpassed all my attempts. Now as a learner, what they have access to here is this progress tab, and instructors and administrators also have access to this tab, which is where you can see how much of your course you have completed, what grade you've obtained, and you can even access the details of the grades that you've obtained or you haven't. So it's very useful once the course is completed and you've done all the modules that certify you for certification. You can easily click on this and then view your certification. Now, the next up would be your dates tab. These pages help managing an online course really easy for your learners because they can navigate through the different parts of the platform quite easily. Now, with dates, if your course has assigned dates, for example, a midterm date, a final exam date, those will all be visible here. As I mentioned previously, discussions and interactive social learning is a very important aspect of online learning because students are already secluded behind a computer. So we want to make this as interactive and as engaging as we can for them. So there are discussion tabs here where students can basically click on one, start interacting with them, leave comments, ask questions. And the instructor tab will not be visible to your students. I am logged in as a staff currently, so that's why I see this. And you can even add resources to the pages you have up there, as well as some customized ones later on, where your students, for example, can access your textbooks, download them, navigate them, read them. You can leave them class notes here, maybe images, useful videos. And if, again, on the other side, if you're an instructor, you're going to be wanting to managing a lot of things in your course. So that's where our instructor dashboard comes in. As you can see here, there's course information available, people who have enrolled in this course, and then furthermore, you can add or enroll users to your courses, assign cohorts, give students extensions on their assignments, assign admins for your grading, for your, what do you call it, your discussions that might need moderation. You can download and export some native reports from this. You can assess your open response questions and, again, different types of reports here and there. Now, with that being said, I'm going to take you through the course authoring studio and show you how all these different components that are inside a course can really come to life and then be put together to create the course that you specifically have in mind. So this is going to be your studio home. Here you can see the courses you have created, the courses you have archived, and your content libraries. I will explain what these are soon, but let us imagine we're going to be adding something to the course that I already had put on. If once I click on it, I can see the course in structure. This is going to be the first part of everything, where you design a structure, an organized modular learning path for your learners. That would be, for example, an introduction, an example week 1, and then maybe ended with a congratulations or a final exam. You can here add sections, which are big chunks of information brought down to tiny little subsections, and within each one of them is units. Now, these units are the ones that we saw at the top, where the students would get green if they completed each one of them. Now, for example, let's go look at some question styles here on the studio and see how you can add more to it. So I'm going to open this certain unit and start editing it. Similar to the LMS site, for you teachers and instructors, you can see the learning path available here. And now this right here is where the magic happens. Add new components. Now, the thing with designing these courses on Open edX and the fact that it's really easy to do that is because you just add different components and then arrange them to really create the course structure you really have in mind. So imagine I'm introducing a question, starting the class with a fun little question to point on a picture. Now, after this, I'm going to be wanting to adding a text component where I start describing why, for example, I asked them to do this. I can ask them a question. And as you can see, there's a variety of different question types, and each one of them are really flexible. So if I were to add a multiple choice question, I can easily edit it, change the text, change the options, and even give it a lot of different flexibilities, like how many attempts a student gets to answer a question, or if there's going to be feedback given to them based on their answer, or can they even see the correct answer, or do they need some hints in order to be able to get the correct answer? So yes, as I was saying, so you can add questions, you can add videos, which again will have interactive transcripts available for them. And you can also even at one point begin adding really complex questions. You can utilize HTML, CSS, really design the course how you want it to be designed. Or if you prefer, you can give us your content, and I'm sure our content team will be able to come up with something for you. Now, we discussed the studio and we discussed the LMS, but now let's start talking about where all the administrative parts take place. That is going to be your admin console. Here, you can really start configuring your platform in the exact way you want it to. So if we look at the configuration tab, this is where you can assign your logo, decide the languages you're going to be using on this platform, customize your certifications, a very important part for a lot of you. So you can go ahead, design a template, design the text of the template. And if I click on preview right here, you can see that this is the template that I've dedicated to this platform. And this is what all my templates are going to be looking like. And if you're going to be offering your courses for a price, going to utilize e-commerce, then definitely the billing option will help you assign your designated payment gateway. Currently, we support Stripe, so I think that's going to be very easy for you to set up. You can set up SSO options for your login ability, for different login pages you might want to use. You can assign an external domain to your platform, so it will redirect students to your edSPIRIT instance. And you can also utilize Google Tag Manager if you find that's something you need to do. Here, you can easily manage your user permissions from super users who get to access the admin console, the studio, and the LMS, to just staff who get to access the studio, or just normal users that only get to access the LMS and enroll in the courses. You can manage your creator requests here, and there's again a number of ways. As you see, I have unrequested ones and I have pending ones. These are going to be users that get to access your studio and start creating courses for themselves. You can manage your courses and their detail. If you remember previously, we had a page where we were talking about the details of every course, its description, what you will learn from it. All of those, as well as the courses e-commerce and the courses certification, can be enabled via courses in your admin console as the manager. And you can use the provided static pages that we have for your footer, where you can talk about your organization, your contact information, terms of service, and the other ones available here. And last but not least, if you remember, we talked about designing the general look of your landing page. This is where you can do that. You can set up your welcome section, your footers, your subjects, your instructor pages, and your partner pages. And the good thing about the admin console is that it can be your central hub as the person who runs your online learning academy, because you can easily navigate to your LMS and CMS via the same exact dashboard. So that is it on our presentation today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you real quick and actually change the screen share mode. Give us a moment. We will soon be getting ready for our Q&A session. So I'm just going to set everything up and we will start looking at the questions you may have regarding the platform. Thank you everyone for listening to our presentation just now. And right now we're going to have a short little Q&A section. So if you have any questions about the platform, how to set it up, and the different components of this platform, please, now it's your time to use the Q&A function, and we will be able to answer all of them. Me, Emma, and Helia. Dr. Zhao, hi. Yes, we will definitely be sharing the recording of the meeting with you, and our prices. Let me go one by one. Yes, the recording will be shared with everybody after the meeting via email, and it will also be available on our YouTube channels. And next up, we have the prices. We have a question about the prices, which says, yes. You can take a look at our prices on our website in the plans section, but just to give you a brief breakdown of this entire thing, our prices are based on the number of active users you're going to be expecting on your platform. And that really depends on your needs, and it also depends on what features you want. And it's all easily broken down on the platform. So you can just go ahead, see which features suits you best and how many users you're going to have, and you can just get the plan that you want. I hope that answers your question. And the platform will be, I have answered that question. I'm just going to take that. The next one, this platform can be used offline by students or only is it online? It can be, the web version only works online, but the mobile application versions of the platform can have offline features as well, if that answers your question. Next up, we have, do you support Big Blue Button? Yes, Big Blue Button is an integrated LTI with edX. So if you have your Big Blue Button LTI credentials, you can easily go ahead and insert it in any part of your course you want. It can be in an instructor-paced course where you're going to have live sessions. So you integrate Big Blue Button in that part of your course. I'm going to be answering these. I want to ask you about the languages included. Are Arabic, French, and English languages included in them? Yes, all 3 of those languages, as well as 5 more, I believe, are supported on the platform. We've recently added support for traditional Chinese to the platform, if anyone's interested. So that is about the languages that we support. I can actually tell you more about exactly which languages we support right here. But the platform as a whole does support a variety of different languages. So even if there's a language that we have that it's not currently listed, it can very easily be added later. These languages are going to be as follows. We have Arabic, English, French, Turkish, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and Chinese, Hong Kong, and Persian. So these are the ones that we currently support. But again, if you have any other languages in mind, I'm sure we will be able to integrate that into the platform as well. Next up, how can I add particular users to my course? That's actually a very cool question that you can ask our AI assistant, but I can also answer that for you. Inside, let me actually share my screen with you so we can do that together. I'm just going to share my screen real quick, and we can ask the AI assistant what it thinks. So the question is, how can I add users, particular users, sorry. So I have this tab open so I don't miss anyone's question. Let the AI do its magic, sorry. Oh, there we go. So as you can see here, excuse me, there we go. It says you can add particular users via your admin console and in the course that you have in mind. Or the other way you can do this is actually by just using the batch enrollment option available inside your studio. Now, how you can do that is if I can just open my studio here real quick. I can show you how you can do that via your instructor dashboard. So here inside membership, you can add the usernames or email addresses of all the users you have in mind, and then you can batch enroll or unenroll your users. I do hope that answers your question. Next up, can you test the platform before you buy it? Yes, we currently support a 1-month free trial on both our starter and our premium plan. So you can easily go ahead and try the platform, take it for a test run, start customizing it, start creating your courses on it, and see if it's going to be a good solution for you. And you can also do that via our website right here. As you can see, if I come to our pricing page, you can see that both our plans have a free trial available. The next question we have is, can we embed other applications in our course? Can we add fonts we like to use that aren't found in the application? Yes, the short answer is yes. By embedding other applications, that is where, again, LTIs come in. LTI stands for Learning Tools Interoperability. These are services that can be integrated into your platform as a component on their own. So how that works is you can easily, for example, if you're going to be using Zoom on your platform, you can just set it up as an LTI and it will appear as a window on your as a component or a window on your inside your course actually. And that is how, and it works with a number of LTIs. There's tons of integrations already available and built in OpenEdX. And regarding the fonts, the platform fully supports HTML, so you can easily add any font or any formatting of your choice inside your courses, even inside the text, inside text components, inside question components. All of those are supported. How many devices are allowed to work on one account? Actually, I don't think there's a limit to that, but Emad or Helia, if any of you guys have the answer to this question, maybe you can help me.
Hi everyone. So no user or one user logging in with different accounts and different different devices, and yeah, there's no limitations there. I don't know if you could hear me. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
And about the next question, would you please talk about the server that stores the content? Okay, so we have different clusters across the globe, but you can ask us if you have specific needs, if you want to store your contents. For example, in a specific country, we can come up with a plan to. If we didn't have any infrastructure in that country, we can set that up, but it might take a couple of meetings. But yeah, we store. We have servers on Hetzner data centers across the globe, and yeah, you can just contact us and set a meeting with our sales team if you have any specific need to have them in a specific country.
Thank you so much, Emad. And yes, the next question is, do you offer any content generation service? The answer to that question is yes. 1 second, sorry. The answer to that question is yes. We have a very capable team of content developers. We've already done many content creation projects. How that flow works is you provide us with the course content you originally have, and then the team will translate that course and basically bring it to life in an OpenEdX interactive online course format for your edSPIRIT instance. If you're interested in these services, you can really easily book a demo with us on our website, and my demo link is also available at the end of our webinar today, so you can easily just use that QR code, scan it, and we can discuss about your course creation requirements in a meeting after this one. So I will mark that one as answered live. How do certifications work? Let me explain this one. Certifications, first off, you can assign a rule on when a certificate will be available to your learners. So you can choose it to be upon course completion or at a certain time, or if they have obtained a certain grade. So if they have gotten a plus 60 underscoring, then that is when they will be assigned, they will be certified. And so that is how you can do it. You can enable certifications for each course, or you can have it enabled for all your courses. And once that is done, the platform generates a certificate for your specific learner that states their name, the signatories that you have assigned to that course. It will include your logo, your organization information. You can customize the text that says, for example, this is to certify that user has obtained a certificate in course name. And you can also verify these by a unique link that will be attached underneath each generated certificate, which will lead back to your platform for verification. So that is a question on certifications. Do you offer training on how to create our own content and courses, or a CSS HTML training? I do not have the answer to this one, but perhaps we could schedule a meeting and discuss this. We do offer advanced training to our enterprise clients. And there are also a number of resources available both in the AI Assistant, inside our knowledge base, and on some of the courses that I've created myself on our demo instance. So that's probably a great way for you to get a head start on how to start creating courses. And yeah, that's about it. Is there any feature that allows us to correct geometrical drawings done by students? If Helia or Ahmad, if you guys have any comments on this one, I would appreciate the help.
Okay, not my knowledge, but there's a lot of XBlocks. XBlock is the smallest unit that you can use inside a course, and there are a lot of XBlocks out there. And since OpenEdX is open source, we can find. But there might be that. I mean, this XBlock might not exist out there, and we can write that XBlock for you if that's a necessary need for you. So we can have a meeting for that and come up with a plan for it.
Emma, could you also answer the next question that says, are
Yeah, I
other
was.
languages other than HTML and CSS, like Python, integrated to be used to add more various components?
Okay, so you as a course and a content creator and a staff, you necessarily don't need to write HTML or CSS. There are a ton of course component that you can use inside your course. Although you can have a HTML, customized HTML with some CSS, but it's not recommended that you write your own blocks, and you can just use the ones that are already provided in the platform. And also, you don't need to write any Python code. Okay, so the next one is, what are the types of interactive questions available? Ida, you want to show?
Would you like me to answer this one?
Yeah, since your screen is sharing, you can just
Yes, and also, can you answer the last one before I move on to this one that says, is there a feature that corrects speaking income from students?
Correct speaking income from students. I don't get the question fully, but I think it's related to open response question, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, there are multiple features about open response components that you can use before having a user submitting after a user submit its answer. You can just check it and see if it's right or wrong, and you can provide feedback on it. But I'm not sure if I'm answering the right question. So if you did correct speaking income, yeah, if my answer if it answered your question, we can move on to the interactive questions.
Let us go answer the question that asked about the type of interactive questions available. Let me navigate you guys real quick back to our studio. Okay, we can go from here. And I'm sorry, one second. There we go. From here, we can easily access our studio, so I don't take up too much time. So once inside the studio where you're going to want to add a component. So let us, for example, add a new subsection here, add a unit below it, and start adding components here. Interactive questions. So in some advanced settings, what you can do is you can add polls, you can add surveys, and so annotation is also one thing, but that's not an interactive question. Next up, we can add open response assessments, which come in different modes. So an open response assessment is basically your essay type questions in this case. What you can do here for these ones is they have, for example, peer assessment or self-assessment. Each question will come with a prompt and a box that the students can answer the question inside, and I can actually share one with you, for example, a staff assessment one, so you can see the different components inside it. First, there's going to be a prompt because, again, ORAs are large answer questions that need detailed grading. So you add a prompt, the students can add their response here, and then these can later be graded by staff. Or if you choose the option that says, for example, self-assessment to peer assessment or self-assessment to staff assessment, these ones, how they work is that once the student is certain of their answer and they submit it, they will be presented with a rubric and a grading system where they can then assess their question themselves. Or if you have peer assessment involved in this case, what happens is that each student will then be presented with the answer of another student, and then they would have to grade that one based on the rubric that you will provide for them. So that's on this one. The other types, we have drag and drop problems. I will just add one right here so you can take a look at it. These are interactive and highly customizable. And if I had the time, I would pull up some really cool drag and drop components that we have. But for example, this one says goes anywhere. So as you can see, this is how the drag and drop problems work. We can customize the background image. You can decide the fields that are going to be inside it, the colors. I can actually bring one. I think I have one here. No, not this one. This one. One second. This one has very cool drag and drops embedded into it somewhere. By the way, this course is created by our content team, so you can take a look at some of the features that we have here. Okay, it's not in this one, but I'm sure there were really cool drag and drop components here that, oh, yay, there we go. So this is a drag and drop component designed by our team. As you can see, for example, we have fund research, which can go here, or I do not know the answer to these, by the way. I'm just showing you some of the interactive features that are possible inside the platform. Next up, what we have is the actual problem components that include checkboxes, drop-downs, multiple choice questions, numerical or text input questions. These can all come with hints and feedbacks. And in our advanced modules, as you can see, there's the image mapped input ones, math expression input ones, and there are some problems that you can design with adaptive hints. And these are just some of the built-in standard features, and there's a way you can have a lot more variety in this case with the utilization of various X blocks or some advanced settings you can set later on. I really hope that answers your question. If there are other questions, I will wait a moment, make sure nobody has any questions left. If not, I believe we should start slowly ending our webinar today. If there is none, I'm just going to bring up the final slide. Thank you everyone for taking the time to be with us here in this webinar. I really appreciated the time and patience you put into this. If you're interested in edSPIRIT, the easiest way you can explore it yourself is you can go to our website, www.edspirit.com, pick any plan you want. There's a free trial available, and start creating your own courses, creating your own LMS. Or if you had any questions, had any inquiries, or in general, any help that I could provide to you in regards to edSPIRIT, I've put my email here for you, so you can go ahead and email me. And last but not least, if you'd like to have a meeting with us, a more detailed demo, or perhaps some requirement management, then you can go ahead and scan the QR code and book a meeting with us. Our team will be more than happy to help you. With that, I wish you all a great rest of your day, and bye.